Welcome to the Vibrant Health Solutions radio show. Hello, I'm your Dr. Ritamarie. Each week we bring you cutting-edge information about how you can live a healthy and happy life. And I love inviting special guests to talk with me as we share and explore our passion for helping you to be healthy. Today I have with me someone that I very early on in my career was introduced to when I was looking for help for my health challenges in the 1980s. I'm going to tell you about our guest, Dr. Doug Graham. I first met him at a natural hygiene convention in 1985, and it was a convention where people were getting together, eating healthy food, doing exercise, and you were leading exercise on the beach in Florida. Let me tell you about Dr. Graham and what we're going to talk about today. Dr. Graham teaches a raw food diet and lifestyle called the 80-10-10 diet. The goal of that diet is to get 80% of your calories from carbohydrates and raw food and 10% from raw plant-based protein and fat. And he is studied nutrition primarily to enhance his own sports performance from an early age. In college, he majored in health and physical education and took every nutrition course offered. Like me, I love nutrition as soon as I got into it. Going into the chiropractic training, he took every nutrition course offered, studying nutrition every year while going to school. Dr. Graham received his doctorate of chiropractic medicine in 1983 from Life Chiropractic College, his BA in physical education, and now retired from private practice after 20 years. Dr. Graham has authored several books on nutrition, including Nutrition and Athletic Performance and the best-selling 80-10-10 Diet. He's worked with many professionals and Olympic athletes and has supervised thousands of water fasts, averaging 3 to 4 weeks. He's given in excess of 10,000 presentations in his professional career. And Dr. Graham is the owner of Food and Sport and the home of 80-10-10 Diet based on the principles of natural hygiene. He's got a whole list of credentials. I will tell you just a few of them. He's been on the board of directors of the International Association of Natural Hygiene. He is the board of advisors for Voice for a Viable Future, Living Light Films, Vegetarian Union of North America, and Earth Save International. And he also serves as a nutrition advisor for the magazine Exercise for Men Only. Dr. Graham also oversees an 80-10-10 online forum, and he's taught the health educator program at Hippocrates Institute, served as the source authority for harmonious living, and authors a column in the magazine Get Fresh and Vibrant. Wow, you do a lot, Dr. Graham. Welcome. I'm so excited to have you here.
I'm excited to be here. I know that you do a lot, and I remember the classes on the beach in Miami at the Fountain Blue in '88. It was a fun time.
Yes. Right, and you've inspired and touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. It's awesome because our world needs it. Have people know that we are in charge of our health, not the pharmacies and the procedures that are out there. Where it really comes from is diet and lifestyle and those principles. A lot of people are just out there looking for that magic bullet. They're looking for that special drug to help them. And when it comes down to it, it's optimizing life. And that's what natural hygiene teaches. So share with people, what is natural hygiene for people who have never heard of it? And what the 80-10-10 diet and how it relates to natural hygiene.
Sure. Natural hygiene is the science of human health. There are many different sciences related to health and illness. The one that's about health creation is called natural hygiene. So this is the science of human health, and the practice of hygiene is the process of making intelligent decisions based on the information available to us today. And I stress today, because 100 years ago you might well have made different decisions than you would today based upon the information we have and the services, the goods and services, products and services that are available to us today. There's times where people used to think 100 years ago natural hygiene basically meant avoid the doctor at all costs. Today it doesn't mean that in any way. I mean, if my arm gets chopped off at the shoulder, I'm running to the doctor and letting them sew it back on. Please beg them.
That's what they're good at.
I'll be a model patient even. And I think that's a very hygienic decision. If I have a life-threatening infection that I can beat in a day or two with antibiotics, I'm going to beat that infection with antibiotics because that's the most intelligent choice at the time. And you go to the hospital when you have to, and that's so that you can get out of the hospital. Then you can work on your health.
Exactly.
But as you mentioned, diet and lifestyle, what I call food style and lifestyle, these are the two factors that you can control. You can't control your genetics, and you can't undo any of the past that's already gone down. So now we have our current lifestyle, and we can control that. And it doesn't mean you're going to live to 6,000 years old or that you won't get hit by a bus. But the things you can control are diet and lifestyle, and these have been proven in every study. These have been proven to stack the health options or the health opportunities in your favor. So I think we're at a time where there's a tremendous polarity. We're seeing people take worse care of themselves than ever, and people taking better care of themselves than ever. And I just want to make people aware that they do have that choice. You don't have to take the worst care ever. You do have the opportunity to take great care of yourself if you so choose. We have the information. We know what's required. It's been said 1,000, 10,000 different ways by as many people. And basically it boils down to providing yourselves with those things that are required for health. We call them the substances, the forces, the influences, and the conditions. And these things like fresh air and sunshine and getting enough sleep and eating foods that are appropriate for our bodies. The beauty of these things is that every single one of the requirements for health is a pleasant experience. In and of itself, it's pleasant.
Thank you for saying that.
What a wonder this is. What a wonder.
I want to hear you say that. Yes.
There's no hardship to being healthy.
No.
In fact, the hardship is being sick. It's really
Absolutely.
horrible. And at the same time, all of the things necessary to be healthy are pleasant experiences. And so you can go through the good life, as it were, and have a great time while we're doing it. I don't think there's any penalty whatsoever in being healthy. People think sometimes, oh, I have to give up this or give up that. And to me, it's like, oh, I have to give up banging my head against the wall.
I have to give up headaches and stomach aches and constipation.
Yeah,
wow.
I haven't been sick. I remember the last day I was sick, and it put me down really bad. I was down for a day in December 15th, 1980. It was a terrible day, and I took antibiotics that day, and I felt much better by the end of the day. But I don't enjoy being sick. I was sick a lot in my childhood, tremendous amount. I didn't know it until I got healthy. I just thought I was as sick as everybody else, and maybe that's
you probably were. That's true.
But being sick is terrible. It's just terrible. I love to be productive. I love to be happy and healthy, to feel active. I got to go ice skating yesterday for a couple hours on the ice and zipping around, and I learned some new moves on the ice yesterday, and that was just so fun. You know, and I look at some of my friends, and they go, oh, who has the energy to go skate? And I go, I do. That's so much fun. So I want to still have fun, and I don't know how long I'll live, but I want to feel great while I'm here.
Exactly. I love it. I love a lot of what you said, because people do look at it as a hardship. Oh, my God, I have to give up my chocolate candy and my whatever chips and salsa or whatever. They think of things, and it's like, wait a minute, look what you get to eat. Look what you get to do. You get to ice skate, and you get to laugh and dance and play, and you get to eat
I've
food
never
that
looked at it
tastes
as
phenomenal.
giving up anything. I've never ever looked at it. It's just been my outlook. You know, I'm a glass totally full kind of a guy, and I've never looked at it as giving up things. If I'm driving this car, well, I'm not driving the other car, but that's my choice which car I wish to drive or which person I wish to associate with or which foods I want to eat. It's simply a choice, and I think people go after what they really want. So for me, helping people clarify what do you really want, that is the key to making decisions that are going to show whether you become healthy next year, whether you're fit next year, or whether you continue doing what you are doing. I encourage people to be willing to experiment with some lifestyle modification.
I love what you said about getting people in touch, because that's where I start with anybody that goes through any of my programs and any private coaching I do with people, is I'll say, we get in touch with what you really want, because when it comes down to a decision of whether you're going to stay up late and do whatever, or you're going to smoke a cigarette or not, or you're going to eat chocolate candy versus a salad, it all comes down to, well, what do I want most? And which of these two things is going to get me what I want the most versus what I want in the moment?
They call it the vertical alignment of your goals, because not all of your goals are necessarily aligned with each other. You might have goals that are in conflict with each other. Even you and I have goals that are in conflict with each other, but they're at different points on that vertical alignment. You have your number 1 goal, 2, 3, 4, 5, down through 987. And if you're spending all your time on your 987 goal, then maybe you need to bump it up higher onto the list. And when you see which ones are in conflict with each other, you make some decisions about where do you want to put your time.
I love that. So there's so much to it. It's not just about diet. It's not just about exactly what you eat. But I wanted to hear you explain to people what your philosophy on eating is, if you have a specific. I know you profess the 80-10-10 approach, and explain what that is, but is that what is right for everyone, or is there room in there for some people just need a little bit of 70-20-10 or something like that? So talk to us about that.
Well, sure. First of all, we look around us and see the models that are set for us by nature. There's things that we can look at out in the natural world and draw some conclusions. And we know for sure that every species has a species-specific diet. And lions eat lion food, and antelopes eat antelope food, and every animal in the zoo is fed a species-specific diet. And if people were in a zoo, they too would be fed species-specific diet by the zookeeper. They'd be given fruits and vegetables. They'd be given whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic fruits and vegetables, because those are the foods that are most appropriate for our anatomy, our physiology, our biochemistry. We do best on those, and it's why we call them health foods. Oddly enough, I mean, to imagine that people would have the macho to be able to eat anything other than health food, I don't have what it takes to eat junk food. I'm not brave enough, I don't think, to eat things that are
but your physiology may
destroying.
not have it. Right? So some people may have the, like I call them the George Burns genes, that somehow or other they can somehow make things work longer and better on junk. You and I had a lot of early sickness and illness type of things or injury things that led us to go, wait a minute, maybe something's not working here and let's do something different. So it's a matter of, I think the genetic variations jump in there, like who's got a stronger capacity to withstand it. But I agree with you. My body won't tolerate junk. If I put junk into it, I can't do all the things that I want to do because I'm going to be laying in bed.
There's three factors that are going to determine your health, and you've just touched on some of them. And those are, you have your own genetic background, your own genetic history. That's a genetic predisposition. You can't control that. You have your current vitality level, which is the result of your cumulative life up until this point, plus your genetics. Right. And then you have lifestyle, and your lifestyle into the future is what you can control. Although George Burns lived really well, and I loved him, bless him, 100 years old, it wasn't because of his cigars that he lived that old.
No.
It was in spite of them.
And
it was
Michael Jordan
ate tons and tons of fried chicken, but he wasn't the best basketball player ever because of the fried chicken. It was in spite of it. So a lot of us do have good genetics, and that's a fantastic thing. Just like some of us need to wear glasses and some of us don't. But when it comes down to health, health is still going to be caused through healthful living. Just like we think of diseases being caused through unhealthy lifestyle practices, health is caused, health is generated, health is accumulated through practicing healthful living. And that is the same for all human beings in this. Now, it's funny because people start to think, I think it's almost pedantic. They oversimplify to the point of not understanding. I'll use a sloth as an example. The two-toed and three-toed sloths of the Central American tropics eat 90 different plants. But any individual animal only eats about 30 or 40 different plants in its entire lifetime. It doesn't mean they all have to eat the exact same plants. It's just that all sloths eat plants, and there's almost 100 different plants that they eat. Mm-hmm. You might like persimmon, and I might prefer apples, or you might prefer apricots, and I might prefer figs. But we're still within the fruit kingdom, and fruit is the king of health foods, and vegetables just as important. We're designed for fruits and vegetables. That's where we do best.
I agree. And what I've found, is I'd love to hear your opinion, is that for some people do super well on high fruit diets, and you see that because you propose a diet that has a lot of fruit in it. I find that people don't do well, and I'm one of them that doesn't do well on a high fruit diet, and I gravitate towards vegetables and some basic, simple plant fats. And that does really well for me. And whenever I try to go the other way, my blood sugars are totally out of control. If I eat a banana, my blood sugar can go up to 200. That's not a good thing. And then I'm craving more, and there's an imbalance. Yet you can eat a ton of bananas and be okay with that. What's going on?
Actually, I can't be okay unless I do. I find that the only way I can be okay is
Yeah.
What I think is interesting is that a lot of times you and I can confuse each other unless, or seem to disagree, and I think we agree on a lot more than we disagree. And for the audience especially, we want to make it clear that the reason that it sometimes appears that we're disagreeing is because we're speaking in different units. For instance, I'm over in England at the moment when they buy petrol, gasoline, by the liter. And people say, it's odd because they buy petrol by the liter, but they talk about miles per gallon in terms of how the car does. And they don't know how to convert liters into gallons. It's all very awkward. When you say, I like a lot of vegetables, or I do really well with a ton of vegetables, well, so do I. More than half of my diet is vegetables. If I use volume as the unit.
Right.
If I look in terms of volume, way more than half. And if I count tomatoes and cucumbers and peppers and okra and zucchini and eggplant as vegetables, which is how we use them in the kitchen, rather than botanical fruits, well, then even a tremendous more of my diet is vegetable-based. But I get my calories primarily from fruit. So if I look at my
you
percentage
couldn't eat
of
enough
calories,
vegetables to get enough calories from just vegetables.
nobody can. And for me to eat enough calories, I'd have to eat between 70 to 80 heads of lettuce a day. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Cool Hand Luke couldn't eat 50 heads of lettuce. He might eat 50 eggs, but not 50 heads of lettuce. So the way the 80-10-10 is set up is based and measuring everything through units of calories, percentages of calories. And so to answer your question, yes, there's plenty of room for people to eat 70-20-10 or 70-10-20 or any way you want to arrange it. I always put protein in the middle because what we see around the world is that people don't vary the amount of protein that they eat very much. Somewhere between about 6 or 7 to 15 or 16, that 10-point range, plus or minus 5-point range, functions right around 10%. And worldwide, humans eat 11% of their calories from protein on average. So recommending 10 is a pretty sane, safe value. At that point,
and just to give people an idea, because people hear like grams of protein and they convert it to how much is 10% a diet? So say we have a person that's on a 2,000 calorie a day diet. And again, we're just talking this way because it's the way people know to talk.
Sure,
2,000 calories a day diet.
That's 200 calories for
200
protein,
calories.
and that's
about 50
and
grams.
that's 50 grams of protein. It's enough to meet.
Yeah,
it's 50
enough
grams
to meet
of
any
protein.
need.
Double what the World Health Organization would say would be a minimum requirement, and it's double that, and it's not enough so that anybody would ever say, "Oh, I'm not getting enough protein." I find that bodybuilders are doing fine, growing big muscles, eating 80-10-10, and power lifters are setting records eating 80-10-10, and the strength is there, the speed is there. It's kind of cool because the two spectrums are the people who, the sickest of the sick and the healthiest of the healthy, those are the only ones who seem to really care. My goal is to reach out to the whole 98% of the middle people. But what we do for the sickest of the sick is we put them in intensive care. We put them in tremendous monitoring. We watch everything very closely. And we do the same thing at the other end. The high-end athletes, they care about performance too. They care about recovery as well. And we use the same words and the same parameters and the same principles to help sick people recover from illness that we use to help world-class athletes recover from their exertions.
That makes sense.
And we do this with 80-10-10. That's the whole cool part. We're watching sick people get well on 80-10-10. We're watching world-class athletes perform well on 80-10-10. And both of those things are very telling.
How would people know if it's going to work? Because you see people, it doesn't do well. Like for me, it does not do well. It doesn't do well.
I don't know what numbers you've used, because unless you use the actual percentage of calories, do you know what kind of a ratio you eat?
Well, I look at it that way, because I kind of look at, for me, if I eat fruit other than blueberries, my blood sugar goes down. And the family history of dying early.
Because I work with type 1 diabetics, I work with type 2 diabetics. We see all kinds of great results. I haven't seen any type 2 now in more than 30 years of teaching this program. I've never had one single type 2 diabetic for whom the program didn't get them off of insulin. So although we can say, oh, people are different, some have blue eyes and some have brown, everybody's got eyes. All lions eat meat. All people are designed for fruits and vegetables. The percentages have to change based on a variety of factors. For instance, let's say all cars use gasoline, although we know there's some exceptions based on the way the car is built. But let's just say all cars use gasoline. The cars that drive a lot use more gasoline, and the cars that drive a little only use a little gasoline. If all bulls eat grass, well, the ones that work super hard eat a lot more grass than the ones who do very little. And this is the same with human beings. For athletes who blow through, I mean, there's athletes eating 20,000 calories a day, and then we're talking about a standard person eating about 2,000 calories a day. Obviously, the athlete's going to eat 10 times more food. My experience has been that it's the same food. And until we can break down the numbers and say, okay, let's look at the caloronutrient ratio. What percentage of your calories is coming from carb? What percentage coming from fat? If the fat percentage is much beyond the teens, if it's into the 20s, what you'll find is that it negatively and adversely affects both your sugar metabolism and your oxygen metabolism. And so a lot of people who tell me they have trouble with fruit because they're eating more fat than they realize, because when we did the math for proteins as we did, we say, oh, well, 200 calories of protein is good for 50 grams of 200 calories. 200 calories of protein is 50 grams. But with fat, as you know, it's a little bit different because there you're talking almost 10 calories to the gram. So if you're carrying a lot of grams of fat, it's a much higher percentage. It's more than double the amount of fat. And so fat sneaks in places we don't expect it. There's fat in a banana. There's fat in pineapple. There's lots of fat in lettuce. And we don't expect it. So I find breaking down the actual numbers and doing the math, that's when it becomes very telling. Because lots of people have come to me and said, oh, I don't eat much fat at all. But when I actually take everything they eat and put it on paper and then run the numbers, we find that they're eating 40, 50, 60% of their calories from fat. As you well know, fat's really well hidden in the standard Western diet. And even in a more health-conscious diet, fat's really well hidden.
So tell us, what's the problem with fat? Tell me more about I'm not talking fat. I know
you're leading me in many ways, and I appreciate it. Basically, the two simple problems were both discovered back in the 50s, and they were written about in the Journal of American Medical Association back in the 50s. What happens as the dietary fat levels rise, our ability to uptake, transport, and deliver oxygen to our cells goes down. So you take somebody with emphysema and you reduce the fat in their diet and they breathe better instantly. It's not that they healed, it's that we've improved the transport of oxygen through the system. The same thing happens with carbohydrates. The uptake, transport, and delivery of carbohydrates into the bloodstream, through the bloodstream, and to the cells is inversely proportional to the amount of fat in our diet. So if you want to really mess up your sugar metabolism, you eat a lot of fat. It's been confusing for people because they see these sugar metabolic conditions and they think sugar is the problem, when in fact, as I say, it's been in the Journal of American Medical Association since 1959 that when the fat levels rise, our ability to deal with sugar goes down. So
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. What kind of fat are you looking at? In a study like that, they're looking at hydrogenated, processed, heated, oxidized fats. They're not looking at raw
question.
Fat.
Everybody's looking at heated fats. There's no question of that because nobody's considering what happens when you eat raw fat or raw food. There's very little research being done in that regard. What we have seen, however, for sure is that animal fats are worse for us than plant fats. And we have seen for sure that cooked fats are worse for us, heated fats are worse for us than raw fats.
Yeah.
But even then, what we've found and shown and done it again in our own individual studies and through my own patients has been that too much fat is still too much fat. And when the fat levels are high, nobody can get away with that for a long period of time, for an extended period of time. We are built as carbohydrate metabolizers, and even the fat that we burn and utilize, we burn in the presence of carbohydrate. Otherwise, we start doing so rather adversely with ketone production going into gluconeogenesis. We're far better at burning our fat with available carbohydrates. So we are no question. If I was a zookeeper, I would be feeding the animals, I'd be feeding the people fruits and vegetables. You might choose more vegetables, I might choose more fruit, but at the end of the day, you need to eat enough calories. And I would think that if the only options you had were fruits and vegetables, you would choose enough fruit so that you didn't just waste away.
Well, if that was the only option, but there's a fruit called avocado. There's
I would include that in the fruits.
That would raise your fat.
You could include nuts and seeds. You could include nuts and seeds if you wanted to, and I certainly include nuts and seeds in my diet. What a lot of people think is that I eat 80-10-10 as if I'm measuring everything out, and I'm not. There's times where I eat 20% of my meal coming from fat, and probably even times where 25% of my meal comes from fat. But if I look at the whole day, or if I look at the week, and I average out over the course of a period of time, what is my caloric-nutrient ratio? And this is very easy to do. There's websites now that make it so easy. What I'm seeing is that I tend to keep my total dietary fat in single digits because that's where I feel my best. And only by doing that experiment, the beauty of the experiment is that you feel better so quickly that, like all the other things we discussed earlier, it's not a penalty, it's a reward. This is the present. The present is that you feel good right away. When you improve your lifestyle, whether you start getting 8 hours sleep instead of 6, or whether you start going for your daily walk instead of spending your whole life sitting in front of the television set, or any way that you improve the quality of the substances, forces, influences, and conditions that we're designed to experience, you feel better right away. The results of exercise might take 5 or 10 years before they show on your physique, but you feel better right away. In fact, it's such an exhilarating experience to do appropriate exercises that you feel better instantly.
So how did you come up with the 10% for that?
I didn't.
Okay.
And the beauty of that is I didn't do it. What I did is I looked at the studies that are out in the world, all the various researches that are out there, and the recommendations. And what we see recommended is that an absolute minimum number for fat intake has been mentioned time and again at 3%. The best results anybody ever got was the Pritikin Longevity Centers. They were using between 7 and 10%. The McDougall Centers use 10%. The really well-known, all the studies have shown in sports physiology, they showed us the same thing again, that if people wanted to have optimum results in terms of sugar and oxygen, the transport of those things through their body, and those are the two we rely on, to keep the fat down in single digits. I didn't come up with it. The only thing I did that made 80-10-10 mine was I said, here's how to do this with a raw food diet, because I truly believe in a raw food diet, and I've done the studies of what happens when we heat carbohydrates and when we heat proteins and heat fats, and that research heated fats and heated carbohydrates and how they're bad for you. Heck, there was that TV commercial way back in the 70s or the 80s. This is your brain on cooked food, and long before that they did the Humpty Dumpty thing. When you drop an egg on a frying pan, there's no way to turn it back into Humpty Dumpty. You can't put it back together. We know that when you heat hair, it changes and it can't be brought back. So these changes are called cross-linked proteins that create enzyme-resistant bonds, meaning that the enzymes that we have do not digest the food. What this does is it leads to autoimmune responses, it leads to leaky gut, it leads to all of the things that then follow through subsequent to leaky gut. The consumption of heated proteins is so hard on us. It's really the big killer. And until we are willing to do that experiment, to look at what happens when we eat raw food, it's kind of like kissing girls for boys. We think of it as an idea and we go, ew, who would want to eat all raw food? But in reality, it's such a pleasure. And once you get good at it, then you can also learn the whole gourmet thing. I mean, I teach courses in culinary skills that are several weeks long where we teach people how to go as gourmet as you want to get on a raw food diet that's really healthy food. Just happens to be a lot of preparation. And then, of course, there's an apple. You see it and eat it. I mean, there's no prep involved in eating fruit and veg.
That's my way of eating. I like that.
I walk around eating a cucumber. I just hold it in my hand like I would an apple or a carrot.
Yeah. My husband walks around at sports meets with the kids, and he'd have a head of lettuce in one hand and a cucumber in the other, and he's just chomping on them.
Exactly. And that's a beautiful way to go. But I'm not going to use that technique for brand newcomers who I'm trying to introduce to the program. I'm going to make them banana ice cream, or I'm going to make them a soup. I'm going to make them spaghetti noodles out of cucumber and a tomato sauce that they can relate to, and it'll have basil in it, and it might even have chives.
Yeah. So there was another question I had, and then I want to give it to Lynn because she's got some questions that people have called in. The question I had was related to, you just mentioned, so people go, face it, very few people really want to go all raw. They really... I didn't want to go all raw. I most certainly did not want to go all raw. And I agree, most people don't want to go all raw. The question was, if somebody wants to eat most of their calories from raw, 80 to 90% of their food from raw, and they want to have a cooked soup in the winter, and they want to have steamed vegetables, do you see any harm to that? Every time you heat your food, you're going through nutrient damage and destruction. No question, there's wholesale damage. You're destroying antioxidants. We're back to the cross-linked protein thing. You heat fats and they go carcinogenic. No, I'm not talking fats. No fats. No heated fats. We agree on that. No heated fats, ever. I agree. No, if you're heating any whole food, it has fat like broccoli. In it. Yeah, broccoli, there's plenty of 17% fat. There's no way to not heat that fat when you heat the broccoli. Even if you steam it gently, imagine if you steamed your face that gently. There's no way to heat gently. Heat causes damage. I'm saying don't ever eat cooked food. That's everybody's individual choice. We come back to the beginning of the conversation, which is people have to decide what they want. I've had people come to me who are so sick that when they walked into my office door, they said, Doc, I will do whatever you say. I want to get healthy, and I'm scared to death I'm going to die, and I'll do whatever you say.
just don't mess with my diet. And if that's what they want, that's how it's got to be.
What can you do?
Right?
There's nothing. There's nothing you can do.
I tell them to get their paperwork in order. I tell them to go to somebody else because I'm going to honestly tell them I'm willing to help them get from where they are to where I want them to go at a pace that works for them.
Right.
But my experience has been that if you want to teach somebody how to swim, get in the water.
Yes.
And if you want to teach them to ride a bicycle, at some point sit on the bicycle and go for it. Yes. So my recommendation is always give it a try. It might not be as bad as you're thinking it's going to be. It's really not that bad. It's funny because I cheat because I go, okay, let's think of this as a relationship issue because that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a relationship, your relationship with food, or you and your relationship with food. And you came to me and said, look, my husband, he really loves our relationship. He loves being in a relationship with me, but most of the time, 80% of the time or 90% of the time, the rest of the time, he wants to be in relationships with other women. Is that going to work? Is the continuity there, or is it going to work like 80%, or is it not going to work? With food, if what you want is optimum health, then you take care of yourself. If you're willing to compromise on your health, everybody gets to choose which and when and where they want to do those compromises. Now, I'm not in judgment for the compromises that they choose to make. If you want to get 100% out, you put 100% in. If you're willing to say, well, look, I want to get better results than I'm getting right now, I'd say eat more fruits and vegetables. I wish there was an easier way. I wish there was a way to get 100% out without putting 100% in. I would go for that. Like I said, I didn't want to eat all raw food, but I desperately wanted high levels of health. There was no way for me to keep eating cooked food and be as healthy as I wanted to be.
What you're basically saying is there's degrees. So for people who are not going to their potential, I would say that to some people they may not digest the raw foods very well at the beginning because their digestion is compromised from the junk they've been eating up until that point, or from deficient stomach acid and enzymes and this other stuff, adrenal burnout. There's so many things that make it hard.
There's so many things, and I agree with you that there are a lot of people who find that they do not digest vegetables very well at the beginning. And they pick and choose which vegetables, that they'll do better with the fruity vegetables, such as cucumbers and tomatoes, than they will with broccoli and cauliflower, for instance. But I don't find that there's people who don't digest fruits very well. Most people, if not, you can't say all about anything anymore, but most people do really well with fruits. But they do have some problems with vegetables, especially if they haven't been raised eating vegetables and it's a new food item for them, then they do have some trouble. And, okay, we be gradual in our approach. When it comes to the individual person, especially the person with health issues, take them one at a time on a custom. There's no way that I take my medical training and throw it all away and say, okay, let's just deal with everybody as if they're the same. No, when it comes to patients, you're going to take each one on an individual basis through an individual journey.
Right. Okay. So let's see what Lynn has to ask. And I know I had a couple of other questions, but they're not coming to me right now.
I'm thrilled. I'll stay with you as long as you have me.
Oh, boy. Cool. Fun. Okay. Lynn, your line's open. Lynn?
Yes?
You're on there. Good.
Hi, Lynn.
Yes.
Hi.
Good help getting this show on the road.
Oh, my pleasure. One of the things that got this whole show going was the topic of insulin resistance and the role of dietary fat. I know you've spoken a little bit already about dietary fat and the interplay with fruit. Could you speak a little more in depth about the role of dietary fat with insulin resistance?
Sure. If you drew a very simple graph on your imagination, in your blackboard's imagination, you drew a simple graph. It just has an X and a Y, and that's it. And you go, okay, as fat goes up, as dietary fat rises, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Some people eat 70 and 80% of their calories from fat. As dietary fat goes up, our ability to transport sugar out of the bloodstream and into the cells goes down. You could just picture an X on that chart. If you just drew a big X, as dietary fat goes up, one line going up, the other line going down, our ability to deal with our sugars goes down, and they get stuck in the bloodstream because the uptake sites and the ability for insulin to do its job. This is known as our insulin resistance. This is impaired as dietary fat goes up. This was first demonstrated in 1959. There's a wonderful video called How to Become a Diabetic in 6 hours that was on YouTube. A medical doctor put together this video 4 years ago. It's brilliant. He says all the same things that they said back then. He just does it with better technology nowadays so you can visualize it better on a video. And it's a simple thing. What I generally see for type 1 diabetics who produce no insulin whatsoever, what we find is that as we lower their dietary fat, we see a concomitant reduction in insulin use. These type 1 diabetics are in many ways our most telling, because here's people producing no insulin at all. Perhaps they don't even have a pancreas, but the amount of insulin goes down almost every time. What we see is between 70 to 80% reduction in the ratio of what's called grams of carbohydrate to units of insulin. And this is our best marker. But what we see with type 2 diabetics is that the grams of carbohydrate to units of insulin goes down so much that they get right off insulin. For the everyday person who's concerned about going hypoglycemic and then eventually pre-diabetic, we can take them completely off that road. And as you do with all of your histories and individual cases, you can tell what road a person is on by the lifestyle they lead and the food style they lead. And one of the food style indicators is caloronutrient ratio. I encourage people to take the 5 minutes to go to a site like fitday.com or the others that let you easily track what your dietary fat percentage is. And there's lots of sites that do that nowadays. And then take a look, because most people are shocked to find out that they're eating 50 and 60% of their calories from fat when they thought they were only eating 20% or they thought they were eating low fat. It sneaks in, and if people did that one thing, if they read the 80-10-10 diet, the numbers are all there. It's easy to see. But if they do it on their own and track their fat for a little bit to see how much dietary fat they take in, it's a shocking number. And most people think, oh, I'm only eating a small amount of fat, and then they find out half their diet is fat.
I thought it was interesting because you were talking about lettuce, and my brain went, lettuce, fat. So I went and looked it up, and I haven't found anything yet. They say 0. So
yeah, because you have to look at the units. If you only have 10 calories of lettuce, well, then you're not going to have much fat. But if you take enough lettuce so that you can measure the amount of fat, the percentage of calories in the lettuce is somewhere around. I've got a chart. I'll pull out the chart. I've actually created a chart, and I think I have one handy. Yes, here's my chart. I've got a chart right here, and I can look up lettuce for you and tell you what the USDA says for food. So lettuce runs about 61% of the calories from carbohydrate, about 25 from protein, and between 13 for some lettuces, up to 15 for others. The lowest one is green leaf lettuce, runs 11% of its calories from fat. So they all carry in the teens. In fact, if all you ate was vegetables, you'd be averaging about 10% of your calories from fat.
And what website is that you're on?
If you lived on a diet where the only thing you ever ate were what were traditionally called vegetables, the greens, the crucifers, the sprouts, if all you ever ate was vegetables, first of all, you couldn't get enough calories, but about 10% of those calories would be from fat. If you lived on a diet where the only thing you ever ate was fruit, you'd be getting 7% of your calories coming from fat. If you ate fruits and vegetables, you're going to eat around 7.5–8% of your calories from fat. That's just how it is. There's plenty of dietary fat in fruits and vegetables. You can then add in things like avocados and nuts and seeds, sure, and it'll raise your dietary fat. But most people are shocked. It's the same thing that we always hear about protein. And they go, well, there's no protein in watermelon. But we learned in school that every cell has amino acids in its core, and these are the basis of protein.
With the structure, anything with structure has to have protein, has to have amino acids.
Protein. So most people are shocked to find out if you live on just fruits and vegetables, you're taking in 8 to 9% of your calories from protein. Right there. You don't have to also eat protein foods, which are mostly fat anyway.
We could go back and forth on the benefits of fat versus protein. The big takeaway here for people is whole, fresh foods, primarily fruits and vegetables. And that I've found personally in
terms of the quality of what you eat, I use 6 words. If you want to know the quality of what's on your plate, use these 6 words. whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic plant. Those are the 6 parameters that make for healthy eating. We agree 100% on that. Whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic
100%.
plant.
Yep. I don't think there's been enough studies to show, because I've looked at things from both ways, and I've had people thrive on a higher the fruits and keeps their blood sugar steady and all that. I had people who were crashing on it, and when we switched them, and I'm saying we took away the processed sugar off. We took all the starches out. We took all of the stuff that is not desirable, and we put them on plant fruits and vegetables, but a lower percentage of fruit with a higher percentage of fat, and their blood sugar stabilized, their Hashimoto's goes away, their diabetes goes away. And I think starting with that basis, I love those 6 words.
Whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic plant.
Totally.
And
then
on individual case-by-case basis, you deal with the individual and do what works for them. No question.
Absolutely.
And that's where your experience and your knowledge and your ability to be flexible. Sometimes you challenge your own belief systems, if you will.
I
know. And you go, wow. But if you can get results putting somebody on a 50 or 60% fat and get great results, I want to know about it. I really want to know. And if somebody can come up with something better as a generic concept than eat fruits and vegetables, which is what I'm saying, eat fruits and vegetables, I want to know about it.
No, I don't think there's anything better. I think the eat fruits and vegetables, you can't improve on that. I think where you play with it is, I'm trying to think of when the last time I had a sweet fruit, and it was probably weeks ago that I had some blueberries. I don't miss it.
So where are you getting your calories?
From the maligned fat. I don't need a lot of calories, but I eat tons of vegetables. I blend them, I juice them, I do all kinds of stuff with vegetables. And I eat avocados. I stay away from the high omega-6 fats. I do coconut. I do some walnuts. And the quantity of vegetables I eat give me a lot of calories. Not a lot, but a decent amount. But since I've switched to this way of eating, my energy's up. My body fat is down. My blood sugars stay steady. I don't crash and burn. And I was coming from 20 years of being on a mostly raw diet. The only cooked food I ever ate was vegetables, and mostly, but I was eating a lot of fruit. And I was finding that there were some things that weren't quite there. But the thing that we also take into account in terms of this is the whole thing you started with, is those other pieces that we want to low stress and sunshine and fresh air and sleep. Those are important, but the diet's more important. But when those things are balanced, then the diet has more flexibility. And I'm not saying for bad junky food. I'm just saying within the realm of fruits and fats and how your body handles it. So insulin resistance increases when you don't get enough sleep. One night of bad sleep, there's tons of studies that show this, you have insulin resistance the next day. And
if you don't recover from yesterday, and you're already on to today, you've got a problem. You need to recover. In between each yesterday, you need a tonight in order to recover, or you have not recovered. And that's the bulk of my work. A lot of people say they became personal trainers, and that expression didn't exist 30 or 40 years ago, and now there's a lot of personal trainers out there. What I teach is personal recovery, and teach people how to recover on a personal basis, what's going to allow you to recover your best from today so that you're ready for tomorrow. And for some people, I know for myself that I eat more vegetables than anybody I've ever met. I eat a ton of vegetables.
Oh, I'm going to challenge you.
And they're just shocked how much vegetables I consume. Yeah, but I eat more calories than you do. I probably eat double the calories you do.
Probably
but I track the numbers, not out of my own interest, but because so many people ask me, what are the real numbers? I say, look, I can tell you, I eat 3,500 calories a day, and I follow 80-10-10. And to eat 3,500 calories and to get half my volume out of vegetables, it's a ton of vegetables.
That's a lot.
But I like vegetables. To me, sitting down and eating a head of lettuce or 2 heads of lettuce is just fun, clean fun. And in fact, I was doing that tonight. I sat down and just ate 2 heads of lettuce, and then it tucked into a head of celery, and it was, wow, these are really good. It was really good celery, and I can enjoy it. To me, that's candy. Eating fruits and vegetables, all of it. It's such a treat that I can eat that with no guilt, with absolutely no negative repercussions, with all the revelry that I would have eaten anything else. And that's one of the beauties of the human psyche that I learned about when I was still in high school, was that it doesn't matter what diet you're on or what diet you switch to, within about 2 years you'll swear by it. So if you move to Southeast Asia and start eating spiders and snakes and locusts, you'll swear by it within about 2 years. They say everybody comes to love whatever diet they're on within a couple of years. So I love to eat in a way that leaves me having no cravings at all. I like to be completely craving-free, and I do that by making sure that I eat enough carbohydrates so that I don't have any sugar cravings of any kind, and then eating enough vegetables so that I'm not craving anything salty. And after that, I'm free of cravings.
Good for you.
The thing we didn't talk about tonight is the emotional side of the whole thing.
That's another ball.
A whole other thing to consider, because by the time you deal with those physiologic cravings for sweets and salts, still people do eat for emotional reasons, and these have to be addressed. People have to deal with that side of their life. You can't keep stuffing it down.
That's a huge part of our program. You can keep stuffing it down, but health isn't going to be the outcome. Oh, it's never going to. And I have so many people who have come in there full of, I don't understand it. I've been eating this diet for all these weeks, and why am I still not feeling well? And would you like me to play back a voice recording of your voice? That might give you a clue. But I get that a lot. I do.
Right. And as long as the program, whatever program is, if it's a penalty, and it's, oh gosh, I have to do this, but I don't want to, you're never going to do it on willpower. There's no way in the world to do it on willpower. It has to be on motivation. You have to be motivated, and you're going to be motivated because you're going after what you want. The only two things that result in motivation is knowledge and need. So I give people knowledge, you give people knowledge, and then they discover their own needs and delineate them. And this is why I say make a list, a vertical list of how important this is to you and how important that is to you, and where do you want to put your time, what do you need. We see tons of people who start smoking. Today, I'm just shocked. There's still kids starting to smoke.
I know, I can't believe it.
Because they're bulletproof, and so they don't need to take great care of themselves. And then we see people in hospitals who are dying simply because they don't know that they could change their diet and they could walk out instead of being rolled out on a gurney. And it's knowledge and need. The more you increase your knowledge, the more you increase your motivation. The more you increase your needs, the more you increase your motivation. So people will go after whatever they want to go after. They're free to do it. I'm not judging them for it, but I want to make it clear. Whole, fresh, ripe, or organic fruits and vegetables, 80-10-10 works for people. And how much fruit, how much veg you want to eat in your day, that's going to be up to you. But those are the health foods. Well, everybody does that. When you need to eat very few calories, well, you need to eat a lot less high-calorie food. I love eating vegetables because, to me, they're like automatic weight control.
Right? You can eat as much as you want and not put on anything.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's just brilliant. I love it. I'm not trying to control my weight, but it works out. If I ever had to, that's how I do it. Just eat more cucumbers.
I just eat vegetables, nothing but vegetables and a little bit of fruit, and that'll get it off. And then you go to your balance of fruit to maintain.
Absolutely.
Cool.
We have a phone call.
Got it.
That
you want me to
they've been waiting a long time.
Okay,
Thanks
we got
for waiting,
that, and we have another one, so let's go for it. So you're on. Introduce yourself and tell us what your question is for Dr. Graham or me.
Hi, my name is Antoinette, and I am curious to know, how do you deal with adrenal fatigue? Because a doctor friend of mine was saying I needed to use hydrocortisone, and that's a medicine, which I don't do well with drugs, so I just wanted to inquire to your approach.
That's an awesome question, and I'll let Dr. Graham answer that in a second, but I have a lot of ways, and lots of greens and leafy vegetables and looking at things. And we have a program that's going to be out. We have a whole bunch of videos and other things that we're in the process of making right now to teach people about it. Because people don't have to go on hydrocortisone, if the doctor doesn't know about lifestyle and diet and how you change it, it's looking at what are all those stresses that are going in. And if you're not eating in accordance with the way your body runs, the way Dr. Graham just said, raw, fresh fruits, vegetables, you are stressing your body out, and that causes adrenal fatigue on top of the environmental things. So there's a lot of things that go in, and the basic core of it is sleep, fresh air, stress reduction, making sure you have adequate nutrients, and I have a very specific diet and approach to doing that I teach.
Is it all raw food?
No, it doesn't have to be if you're not ready for it. We work with you where you're at, and it doesn't have to be. And you can get results. The closer you want to get to that ideal, the more raw you go. But there's times when my experience has been that there's times when people have gut inflammation that they can't handle cellulose, and we lightly cook the vegetables. So it doesn't have to be all raw, but I would highly recommend it be as close to all raw as possible. So that's my 2 cents. But Dr. Graham, go ahead.
I have a variety of approaches because it's going to depend on the individual. I don't treat diseases or I don't treat conditions in that sense. what I do is look at an individual. And so, as you mentioned, what we see a lot of times is somebody comes in with adrenal fatigue, but they also have digestive disorders, or they also have autoimmune conditions, or they also have this, that, or the other stuff going on that complicates their personal history. So you take a full history before you could say, here's what I would do. Because the individual isolated one thing, I never have somebody who comes to me with just one thing, and that's their only issue. So I respect that, and I've learned to respect that. The thing with adrenal fatigue, basically what you're saying is that you've not been recovering as much as you've been burning the candle. And eventually the adrenals just fail. And then you end up so low. You can be an ME, you can go into chronic fatigue, a lot of different directions to go, and a lot of different systems within the body that can break down as a result. One of the things I do is reduce the amount of stress on the body. One way to do that, get more sleep. Another way to do that, get more fresh air and gentle rhythmic exercises. Another way to do that, eat food that doesn't stress your body so much. So the more we go towards fruits and vegetables and away from processed foods and away from cooked and refined foods, the easier this is on the body to digest and to deal with, to appropriate and assimilate, then this makes less work for the body, less stress in the body, less to recover from. In other words, you want to create a lifestyle that you don't recover from, that there's not so much price to pay. But you look at other things like coffee and cigarettes and alcohol and alarm clocks and 11 o'clock news and things that are very stressful, the way you deal with your own emotions. There are so many factors to consider. What I do for some people, the really, really stubborn cases, is we end up taking them through a water fast where they can get an adult-sized portion of rest. And that's where I take my most extreme adrenal fatigue cases. But most of the time, we don't have to do that. And if I don't have to do that, I certainly don't want to.
Yeah, they don't want to. I did that ages ago, and I got over my adrenal burnout. It was a 28-day water fast, and then raw foods and fresh fruits and vegetables from there.
Right, and I did a 30-day water fast. It did me wonders. But if I can get people well without having to do that, and not everybody needs to. People ask me if I still fast nowadays, and I go, no, I attempt to live my life in a way that I don't have to fast again.
Yeah.
Right. And I love what you said about that, and that's the way I teach too. I teach the analogy is if you had a fire going on in your trash can and you wanted to put it out, you can get the fire extinguisher or the water and dump it out. But if you keep dumping matches in there and you keep igniting the fire, it's this vicious cycle. You light the fire, you have to put it out. You light the fire, put it out. And that's what a lot of people do when they address adrenal fatigue, like put you on hydrocortisone or put you on ashwagandha
and then
or
keep
whatever.
Causing the problem.
But they're still causing the fire. So we get the fire, stop making the fire burn and put it out at the same time. Okay?
Your body always wants to be healthy. From the time you were two individual cells in your mommy and daddy, health is the natural state, and your body does everything it can to express the highest level of health possible based on the substances, forces, influences, and conditions that you supply. So if you start supplying healthier substances, healthier forces, then your body will demonstrate that. You reduce the stress in your body will say thank you.
Okay.
Good luck with that. Get a good night's sleep. I put people on 3-day sleep vacation.
I try to get a good night's sleep. I don't, but because I'm of the age where my hormones are shifting, my sleep pattern is so disturbed.
Yeah. That's what I say. It's always a complex health history. Yeah. So we always begin by taking a history.
Yeah.
Much as I would love to play doctor on the phone, I always begin by taking a history.
Okay.
And I'm going to send you to a resource that I have for you. If you go online and I teach you all about adrenal fatigue and I give you some dietary recommendations and some stress reduction, and it's at adrenalrecharge.com. It's totally free. Adrenalrecharge.com. Yeah.
That's just brilliant. That's a great service.
Lovely recipes and going through the vegetables, the fruits, the diet, the lifestyle, the stress stuff. It's a nice little
wonderful.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I absolutely love your podcast and everything, Dr. Ritamarie.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful credit. Okay. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, I have you here on a brief note. What do you think of the current obsession with paleo and the whole we need lots of animal protein? I thought the concepts of the paleo diet, and Mark Hyman wrote an awesome article the other day, called it Vegan Diet. You can't just go do this paleo thing with lots of meat, but if you do a little bit of meat with a ton of fresh fruits and vegetables, that could be an ideal for some people and more doable for some people. But this whole focus on we need lots of animal protein and animal fat. I know what you're going to say, but I want you to say it.
First of all, we ask the animals what they think about that, because I don't see any of them just volunteering to jump onto our plates. We're here to take care of them, not to crush them. And everybody has that compassion in them for taking care of animals and being kind to the animals. We do care. But at the same time, I found it very interesting of the last few athletes that I've noticed on paleo who are writing up their reports of how they've done on this or that athletic event, that invariably when they want to go onto an athletic event, they switch over to 80-10-10 for a few days, go onto a high-carb approach, do really well on their athletic events, and then go back to paleo. So when they really want to perform well, they go back to 80-10-10. There's no way to, if we look at some of the world's best runners who used to eat paleo, they've all switched over to a vegan approach. They've all switched over to a high-carb approach, and there's good reason for that because it simply works better. The interesting thing is when you're 20 or when you're 30 years old, when you're young enough that you feel bulletproof, that you can stay up all night and still go to work the next day, and you can abuse yourself, and it's interesting. It's not usually the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds that are seeking enlightenment and seeking high levels of awareness. They're actually looking to see if they can dumb themselves down. They're looking to lower their awareness with drinking and drugs and party and whatnot. But as we get older, we start realizing, like, wow, our awareness is the thing we want most. We want to become more aware of who we are and what's going on around us and within us. And if we want to be enlightened, the way to become enlightened is to take the best care of ourselves possible. Once again, and I always go back to the uptake, transport, and delivery of our nutrients. The best uptake, transport, and delivery of nutrients, not from my math, but from the scientists who study this stuff, comes when we keep our dietary fat relatively low. Not lower than it should be, but the recommendations between 5 and 15% can be found again and again and again. Those numbers just come up again and again and again. So I can't recommend a high-fat diet. I certainly can't recommend killing animals. If I see roadkill on the side of the road, my mouth doesn't water. And if a child sees roadkill on the side of the road, their parents tell them, don't touch it, don't go near it. Oh, it's dirty, it's filthy, it's icky, it's bad. They wouldn't let a child go near a dead animal.
Take it home for lunch, right?
Yeah,
okay,
no way.
Kids, there's some lunch. Let's stop.
And yet, if we see fruit on a tree, it's very difficult to overcome the urge to pick it off. It calls us.
Oh, can we handle one?
I know you have lots to do, and
I have a coaching call right after that with my blood sugar balance program people. So, hello.
Hi.
Hi. Introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Sarah Grace.
Yes, you're a regular.
Yeah, I figured you would. What a generous conversation. And it's interesting, Ritamarie, because I was going to bring up the whole paleo thing, because between adrenal and autoimmune thyroid and leaky gut and malabsorption and all the things that I have going on in my body, I hear so often, well, you got to do bone broth and you got to do some meat and some fat is what was mentioned there. And this is the way you're going to heal your gut. My question is, given that that is not your belief system, can 80-10-10 heal those issues?
No, 80-10-10 doesn't heal anything. Your body does the healing. And I don't want for a second for people to think that 80-10-10 does the healing. Your body's in charge. The thing is, though, when people do see great results with paleo, because of all the things they stop doing to harm themselves. I mean, they stop eating a tremendous amount of refined foods, a tremendous amount of additives and preservatives and things that are terribly harmful to us. Are we better? They cut the starches out. They cut the cooked food out. It's a fantastic step in a healthier direction. But if you want the healthiest program, it's whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic plants. End of story. And they go to whole, fresh, ripe, raw, organic food, and it's 5/6 of the way. If you want to get 100% out, you got to put 100% in. I think plants are far better for us, but for people with digestive issues, we have to pick and choose which plants work for you. You don't want to eat the plants that are really hard on you. There's just as much cellulose in cooked cabbage as there is in raw, but cooked cabbage is easier to digest. I understand that. But you play off of that by saying, I'm willing to compromise on the nutrient loss.
Yeah, my digestive system is so compromised that cooked or raw cabbage wouldn't be what I would go to, and I would the more water.
I understand that. And this is why we say with each individual, you create an individual program.
Right.
If you're starting with a healthy person, you can make healthy recommendations. when you start with a patient, think individualized, customized, and you go, oh, eat more tomatoes. And the patient says, no, I'm allergic to tomatoes. And you go, okay, well, in that case, eat cucumbers. And they go, but I don't like cucumbers. And then you go, okay, let's go individually, person by person, condition by condition, take the full history, then make the recommendations. And that's why you want somebody like Dr. Ritamarie or myself who have 30-plus years experience, and we've seen a lot of things, because that's what being in a practice is all about. You can draw on all that experience. It's the difference between the patient who only has themselves to go by and the doctor who's got thousands and thousands of cases to draw upon, plus their education, so that they can say, oh, well, in that situation, here's what I would do. Whereas you trying to find yourself out of a maze, the doctor's up above the maze looking down on it and can see the way out for you.
The thing about it, you mentioned this right at the beginning, your arm was popped out, and you're going to have to go, I had this arm thing, I broke my arm, and I waited a month before I even got it x-rays, because I was going to do it naturally, and I was just going to pop it back in place, and then I finally got an x-ray, and it was like a bone that was broken off and dislocated and popped on the other side of the joint. And there's no way food is going to move that back. I need a surgeon to put my arm back together. Sometimes even with some of the lesser things than the broken bone, like if the gut is really raw and irritated, you can't keep putting raw vegetables in it. But there's some people who can't do that, and that's where Dr. Graham said about fasting. That's the way to go. Sometimes it's doing liquid foods for a month to allow it to heal. And I'm not saying there could be a benefit for somebody doing bone broth as a medicine, like the same way Dr. Graham said he took antibiotics 35 years ago because he was so sick, and that there's times when you do. Maybe there's times when the other stuff's going to be slower. Putting some collagen in might do the trick. I don't know. I haven't studied bone broth enough to know, but I think that there could be merit to that. So evaluating the situation and allowing your own body to get in place, but sometimes help it because of the damage that's been done already. That's some of the taking in what's really going on. And that's why when I do a history and intake, it can take me hours sitting with people and really asking and really learning and saying, try this and then try that, and then seeing what works till we get the right program for somebody.
That makes sense. And would it be okay to start off with just having fruit without the vegetables, but then in vegetables, or should you really just do fruit and vegetables?
Well, now you can't just listen to somebody over the phone and tell them what to do. I would never, ever do that to somebody. Somebody that's living in fantastic health, here's the healthy recommendations. Somebody who's got health issues, I'm going to respect that enough not to guess about your health.
Exactly.
Although, generically, yes, you're on the right track, I think, that you can start out and say, you would never do yourself damage. If it's working for you, that it's perfectly fine to take 3 or 4 days and eat nothing but watermelon or nothing but bananas, if your system is amenable to that. If it's not, then you can't do that. You can't make a carte blanche recommendation.
Right.
I wish I could solve everybody's health problems over the phone, but it would be, there's a reason for a practice, and there's a reason for a protocol, and there's a reason we take history, and that is so that we can see enough of the big picture to give you responsible suggestions.
That's what I was going to say. You're being responsible. Your response was very responsible, and I really respect that. So thank you so much for your time.
Well, it really pisses some people off. Pardon my New
I
York.
have to
most
agree
people
with you.
go exactly the way you went. They go, thank you for not just taking it off the cuff and respecting my health seriously enough so that you don't just guess about it.
I appreciate that very much, and it is appropriate to get support in health. I've had these conditions for quite a few years, and I have not found the adequate help. So, that being said, thank you so very much.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks for being such a faithful listener. So that's it. We'll get cut off in 9 minutes because that's what the timer is set for.
It's been a joy.
Pleasure.
I'm glad we could connect on so many levels. Like you said, we go back a long time. I respect your work tremendously. Your name comes up again and again. I know you've got a tremendous following, and I appreciate you giving me the time and attention to be on your show. It's a treat. I encourage people to read the 80-10-10 diet and decide for themselves to find out whether, because to me, I feel like the grass is greener on this side of the road. So I'm happy being healthy, and I encourage people to take better care of themselves, because at the end of the day, that's the factor that you can control.
Control what goes in and what thoughts you think, how you react. You can't change the stress out there, but you can change how you respond to the stress.
How you deal with it. Exactly. How you deal with it and how you recover from it.
Right. We have a link on the page that they click it and they can go to your site and download the chart. So if you want to tell people where to go to find out more. And,
sure.
And of course, you can buy the 80,
go to
10,
Food
10 diet.
and Sport. There's information on my site. We got tons and tons and tons, hundreds of free videos, educational, explanational, all sorts of video material and audio material, articles of all sorts. I mean, I've been accumulating my materials since 1980, and it accumulates. So keep it all up there on the site and make it accessible. It's free forums, and you can ask questions and get responses. And we want people to be able to go to Food and Sport. If you're spelling it with 10 letters, you've done it correctly. The word food, the letter N, the word sport. And I encourage everybody to experience the highest level of health they possibly can. I think health is well worth the effort, and that the real work is being sick. It's just not worth that kind of effort. I'd much rather put in the effort to be healthy than I would lack of caring for myself in order to end up sick. So hopefully, check in at Food and Sport, say hello. And again, I appreciate Dr. Ritamarie Lascalzo for all the fine help that you've been and your dedication to keep being out there and stay so focused. A lot of people go in with great enthusiasm and then they burn out quickly. You've shown you're in for the long haul, and I respect you for that.
Thank you very much. And, the whole thing that drives me is so that I don't burn out. And that's why I do take care of myself the way I do and eat the way I do. And it's not a burden. It's a pleasure to be able to have boundless energy no matter when. And I know the value of sleep, but I also know that if something happened and I couldn't get a night's sleep, that I could still do what I had to do to take care of someone that was ill or whatever I needed to do because of the way I take care of myself during the day.
You keep building your reserves and accumulating your health.
Yeah. Instead of getting older, going down with age, we get better with age.
No question. I mean, I'm still setting a lot of PBs in my own athletic career. I'm having a lot of fun with that. It's really been exciting times. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We've been talking to Dr. Doug Graham, and we would love to have you back again sometime. So thank you so much. This has been the Vibrant Health Solutions radio show. I'm Dr. Ritamarie Lascalzo, and just go check us out. Just like us on the Blog Talk, and you'll get noticed whenever we do it. So just become friends there and go out to my site, drritamarie.com, for some freebies, and go visit Dr. Graham at foodandsport.com and check out his resources. Bye-bye now. 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 Resources.